Okay. Okay. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Go ahead, Em. I think the recording's all set
I'm
now.
trying to turn off our video.
Oh,
So August and Christina won't be able to join us today, but that's okay because we're recording, and we were going to go over the proposal that Christina had sent us, but we'll go ahead and wait
no,
on that.
no, you still cover that because Elena can discuss it.
Okay, I was going to have Christina. Okay.
But it'll be a whole week if we wait for Christina. So let's talk about Elena. Elena, you've read through the proposal. You had those questions that we discussed. We just need to know what those questions are, answers to those, and make sure that we're all on the same page. So, just to catch everyone up, Christina made a proposal for the new branding, and we are in the process of looking at the proposal. We just wanted to touch base with everybody and see where we are on that. So, Elena, the questions that we had, can you review?
I've got them pulled up if you want, Elena.
Yeah, you could just go one by one and read them, and then I can answer.
Okay. We had wanted to know if all of the social media banners are included with the logos.
And I believe she said yes to that. Let me pull up her
Okay.
answers as well. Yes, she can.
Okay, and that's like images from our previous giving events and website images and things like that.
Yes,
So,
that's
so
correct.
with those
Okay.
previous images, Elena, is what I'd like to do is for you to just share uh, the events albums. Like, I- can you share the individual albums, or can you share all the albums with her? What's the best way to give her those images
I
from
mean,
all of
I
them?
have to share each one individually with her, which is
Okay.
fine, but it might be faster for me to just pick like 40 and then have her choose from a different album, the
Okay.
ones
Or
that she wants.
okay. Let's
Because I
see.
think if we share it with her, then like theoretically she could add things to it and all the projects are already like closed, you know.
Right. So for compliance reasons, we wouldn't expect that to happen, but we wouldn't want anything that
Right.
happened by accident. So,
We could just pick
we,
5 or 6 or whatever.
yeah, Elena, maybe you can just pick 40 over the course of the last
Oops.
year. Images are easy to
Oh,
select.
sorry.
Yeah.
You said 40. I wasn't sure.
40 images or whatever that are a mix of medical, wells, the pavilion, um,
The medical screenings and
medical
stuff.
screenings, yeah, the boreholes, the food giving events, the Mexico, um, the work that we did in Mexico, the work that we've done in the US. So just a good representation of all of those and ones that really, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Benny takes the best photos, and so out of us so far, and so some of those that he got, like that second image Elena on the last borehole, um, was phenomenal with that little girl pumping water.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, really look for images that are going to connect people to our events and make them want to know more about our organization. So, those with children, not only though in Africa, all of the, some of them from the U.S., some of them from Loretto. And then we can give her a sample of maybe 40. You can just dump them into another album, select them and put them in another album for Christina or for branding or whatever you want to do, and then share that with her. And we'll see that she gets what she needs. If it's not enough, we can always go back.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, so perfect. So that's how we can get her those images that she might be able to use in different ways as she rolls out the new brand.
Okay. She had said YouTube video banners start to finish with animation are included. Brand.
Is
Yes,
that,
she
hold on.
said. Yep.
Okay, so Elena, she confirmed that she's going to do those, and whether she wants to use some of those pictures for that, that would be totally fine, or she just wants to animate the hand, or whatever her creative spirit takes her to, and what she feels is good for us. We just wanted a nice banner for Benny's videos, for the US videos, as well as the Loretto Baja videos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the other thing?
Brand setup in Canva is included.
Yeah. So Elena, that's confirmed, right?
Yeah, she said she could totally set up the brand kit in Canva and do all that kind of stuff for us.
Perfect. I guess the thing that Elena, if you could follow up with her on is, does she need a Canva account from us to do that? Does she already have that? Is she able to share that with us and we somehow own it? I don't know how the transfer of a brand kit from one user to another happens, but we could clearly get her that. But we just need to know how to get that to her.
Okay, I mean, I think I'm not really familiar with Canva, but I would imagine we could also just give her the login and have her build it in our account.
Sure, we could
Might
do
be the
that.
easiest way.
We could do that. The only thing is the Canva accounts are I don't know if we have a generic Canva account. I have to look at that. So if we
Okay.
have a generic one, we can. If not, I'm happy to give her mine or whatever. But it's tied to a Google login, so that might be a little bit more tricky.
Okay.
They're all single sign-on, I believe, through Google accounts. So I'll look at how to get Christina the Canva account. She may choose to create with it, or maybe she uses Adobe or something else. However, but I will.
She
I'll
probably uses Adobe,
yeah.
like Illustrator.
Yeah. So, but for us in Canva, allow us to do things a lot easier going forward if she's not around for some reason. Um,
For
and
sure.
we need something done. So I'll look into Canva accounts and how that can be done, and we can discuss that more in Discord as well.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Swag setup for shirts and cards on Vistaprint.
Yeah. So I think that was the Vistaprint setup. Do you know if that was included, Elena?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. Like, in my experience with Vistaprint, it's just adding your, um, like logo and stuff. But she did list in the proposal that she would design t-shirts and stuff.
Okay, so let's just
But if,
let's
yeah,
just follow up with her because I would like her to to do that design of the t-shirts. I think Salam, I know you've recently gotten t-shirts printed with our current logo, but we'll be creating new t-shirts for everyone based on the new design that Christina's working on, and we'll get those to you, Salam, over the next several months. Um, and so, yeah, so we'll get that over to you over the next couple of months. It's not any rush, but if she could lay things out in a Vistaprint account, um, that would be good. And then we can decide what we want to print from there. Does that sound good to you, Salam and Elena?
yeah,
Please tell him to stop.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay, great. And then the
Yeah.
same thing with the giving event cards. We'll
We
try
have.
to get rid of those that we
Oh,
have and then come up with a new giving event card. One of the things that I was asking Christina to do that Elena wasn't sure whose job it was or who would do it. Um, I, is the slogans. So she had come up with that one slogan that was small acts, little big impact, and that really stuck with me as a nice slogan. And I guess I'd throw it out to the group
we were
to
wondering
see. Yeah,
if we should change from pay it forward to a new slogan, or what's some feedback from everyone here.
I mean, I like pay it forward. I think it's kind of easy to understand and it's a
yeah.
good message.
Our
I
only
don't know.
it is a good message. My only concern is the international piece. It doesn't really work in Loreto in Mexico.
Mm,
And
that's
so I don't know if there's something that anyone has feedback on regarding that. Um, I don't know. What do you think, Salam? How does Pay It Forward resonate in Ghana? And what do you think about staying with it or maybe going with something new with the new brand?
You said how does what resonate?
How
I
how
didn't.
does it resonate?
Yeah, how does it resonate with the people there as far as the understanding or translation with the message of doing something kind for someone else without expecting anything in return?
Yeah, I think they would easily people will easily adopt it because it's still very understandable and
Okay.
relatable.
Okay.
Yes, so
So
it's
so
it
you
will
you're
work.
you're kind of in, open to changing it, or you think it's already resonating and it has a foothold and you would like to not see it change?
I am open to changing it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I sneezed just as you spoke. I apologize. You said
Sorry,
you would
I,
you would
I said
like to see it.
I am open to changing it.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so
Yes.
let's let Christina know that, and Elena obviously is aware of that now, and we can maybe come up. I'm not
How
gonna
about
lie, the one that she came up with was pretty solid, even though it was probably just like a template of something else that she did. I don't know. It really worked for me. Small acts, big impact.
what's your feedback, Luke?
Um, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but I think pay it forward is why you guys started the foundation.
Hmm.
And
True.
so I think it's I don't I don't know, pay it forward seems closer to reason why you guys made the foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's a good point. Okay.
How about you, Danny?
I agree with Luke to some extent, but I also think that it might not be a bad one to change up right now when we're changing everything else.
Yeah, to maybe realign and rethink everything and make sure that internationally it works. Like when we came up with that, we were really thinking in the US only. I think we weren't necessarily thinking about the words as they translated into different languages. I don't know that you can get a phrase that translates perfectly in every language. I don't believe that's true,
Mhm.
but we clearly have put on our roadmap the countries of Ghana and the country of Mexico and the country of the US. So it really should work, whatever our motto is in all of those areas, really well, I feel.
And when we printed new cards for Mexico, we left the pay it forward on there, but then just said also share the story, share the joy, and brighten someone's day. So there's a message there to kind of make pay it forward so that they understood it because it was conveyed there kind of like you pay it forward, you have to pay money forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't, what we were asking. And so that's why we said share the story, share the joy, and brighten someone's day.
Yeah, and that's really good. The word pay, I think, was the sticking point in in Mexico, was that it was the word pay was associated with a monetary exchange, either for the goods that we were giving or um, that we were expecting them to pay some money to someone else or make a donation. So that's
Okay.
good feedback. Elena, do you have any for us? Or did you already go, sweetie?
I already went. I mean, I'm open to changing it. I like it as is. I'm kind of open to whatever.
Okay, so let's explore it with Christina's help as
Yeah.
she thinks about it, and we can make that decision in the future. It's not critical. We just need to make sure that if we're going to print something on the back of a shirt or we're going to print something underneath the logo, that we want to make sure that that messaging is consistent with the new brand. I think those
Yeah.
were the only things that we had for Christina.
Well, with the
Oh, one more.
logo,
Sorry.
we were wondering if we should include the food, medical, and shelter words on the new logo. Is that, or do people feel that that may be too cluttered with the other words?
Yeah, and like our current logo, right? We have on the right hand side, we have that food, medical, and shelter, and so that kind of or we have either have that or we have the URL, which is givebasicneeds.org. And is what I don't know is if we definitely don't want to clutter the new logo. It's super clean and pristine, and but I don't know if maybe the food, shelter, and medical happen as part of the slogan or the motto that's printed on the back of the shirt, for example, or maybe it's left off entirely, and that's just something that we do internally, which would be fine too, because the words give basic needs to us mean something and they can resonate with the people that we're giving to. I don't know. Salam, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that will make the logo clouded, and also when we leave it out, it would so when people see the logo and just see give basic needs, they might be wondering what kind of basic needs. So that would push them to probably go online, search give basic needs, and get to
Uh-huh.
see all that. But putting it all on the set would just mean that we are literally giving out every information,
Ah,
and nothing is going to compel someone to want to look at our website for what
yeah.
we do.
Yes, I like that point. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Danny, what do you think?
You you mean like on the actual logo?
Yeah, or like next to the hand, or somehow printed in the hand, or I don't know
No.
what. Leave it all clean the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a part that was resonating with people, uh, you know, because it was on the logo. How about Luke? What do you think about the food, shelter, and medical?
I think keep it off of the logo.
Okay, okay. And Elena, you as well. I think you said that earlier that you thought it would be cluttered.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe, because I think we should definitely keep it off. It's kind of like the Fabcon version of the logo with just the G and hand.
Uh huh.
We might be able to ask her to incorporate it into the one with the words, just because it's more like blocky and you could put it like small underneath. But I think Salam raised a good point that we're kind of tipping our whole hand if we just throw it all on there. So we might as well just keep it clean and then
Yeah.
draw more people to our website and our social.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that with uh, the words off is better, and I think that we just internally need to always remember that our charter with regarding compliance, we only do food, shelter, and medical. So education constantly comes up, but we need to know that if it's left off of the logo, that we don't do educational projects. So we need to just make sure we keep that in mind. And when people ask us, for example, to do, I mean, we do education around at our medical events about breast cancer awareness, but we don't go into schools and provide books. We don't go into schools and provide computers. So it's just important that we keep that separate in our own minds as we move forward because we don't ever want that to be lost. Otherwise, we could run into compliance issues. And that's actually why I put it on the logo to start because I was concerned about that. But I think we've grown enough and know enough now what we're doing that it doesn't need to be on the logo. So I think I agree with everybody. Abby, do you agree it shouldn't be on the logo?
Yeah, no, I agree. That makes sense to have them search and stuff. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, great. Great. So I think that's all of our discussion on the proposal. We're excited to see what Christina comes up with. As you might have saw in Discord, we're working on some of the payment options and how to move money to her for the work that she's going to do. And so, yeah, we'll just hear from her next week probably. And she was also had mentioned that she was going to drop some PDFs and things. So we'll just play that by ear and know that she's got her creative cap on and she's thinking about it.
Perfect. Very good. Okay, we were going to, let's see, to go in order. Project 48, Elena, the borehole one. How, what's the update, a compliance update on that one?
Project 48 and Project 51 are all complete. You can go ahead and close both of them out.
Okay.
Great.
Perfect.
Nice work, family, team.
Yeah.
1, 2, awesome. All right. Nothing new regarding August project that he's communicated. I know he's waiting to see what Christina comes up with to roll out the poster and some of those things. But other than that, there's nothing that he has communicated to me that's new. So Salam, we will go to you. The next project that you set up was Project 55, and that's for the borehole, the pre-commissioning, correct?
Yes, correct. But
Okay.
out of that, yes. So that is it. That's project 55.
Okay,
Okay.
great. And Salam, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a minute and talk about the purchase invoice really quick and just have you explain to the group how this is going to work, as we haven't done this before. Will that be okay?
Yes, yes, that's okay.
Okay, great. So let me go ahead and share and see if I can bring up the apologies here. Oh, I need to go here. Okay. Sorry, let me download this really quick. It'll be a lot easier, I think. Uh, okay, can you see my screen in the purchase invoice?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, Salam, this is the one that you created for the project. Going over it, you just have three hydro sightings for the total amount of 444. Then you have travel expenses for the community, the hydro siting, the drilling, the construction, the concrete work for three communities. We'll visit each one twice. You have 1,200 US for that. Um,
Yeah.
and then the cost of the engineer workmanship for the three boreholes is 1,000, and four for each of those. Cost for pipes and construction in each of the communities to 100 meters. Each well will be at 468. Food for the team during the entry trip, the hydro siting, the drilling, the construction, and the concrete work for each community is 300. Cost for cement, 15 bags for each borehole. Concrete work will take care of this cost will be taken off by the communities. Can you explain this to us?
Yes. So if you look at, we've only done one borehole project, and when we got the free drilling, our borehole cost came down to about 3,500 US dollars.
Okay.
Not about 3,400 and something. So let's just say 3,500. And
Okay.
so the first borehole we've done, that is project 48.
Mm-hmm.
The community contribution was about almost about 300. About $500. It was for something, and we used that to take care of the pipes and the hydro siting and some food. But
Mm-hmm.
um, So sorry, we asked the community to use that to get us cement
Mm-hmm.
and sand. But if you take a closer look at the video,
Mm-hmm.
um, so what we do is that in order, actually, I'm supposed to do like 4 trips to get a borehole completed
Okay.
because one, I need to do the community entry. Second, I need to do take an engineer, or what do we call them, to go and do the hydro sighting.
Yeah.
Then I'll get the rig to go for the drilling. Then we sink the pipes the same day, which is the third time. Then when we go back and do the concrete work, we have to leave it for some time to dry before you go back and fix the hand pumps.
See.
So you do
Yes.
like 3. But what I do is that when we are going for drilling, I try to go with the guy who do the concrete work,
Uh-huh.
so that once we drill, I let the community know that he will come back and do the concrete work without necessarily my presence,
Uh-huh.
in order to reduce cost.
Okay.
Yes. So this particular borehole, I realized that the sea sand and the cement that the community provided wasn't enough.
Okay.
But I didn't want to come back to the team asking for an extra budget to get more cement,
Mm-hmm.
because the community gave us 10 bags of cement and a drum of sea sand. So we had to dig sandy soil, mix it up, and do the construction. So if you look at the video very well, if you pay attention to the concrete work, you would see that it doesn't look so solid compared to what we did last year.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So this time I have decided that um, we will take care of our hydro siting, we will take care of the pipes, we'll take care of the food. But the money for the sea sand and the cement, instead of saying the community to provide it, I will take those contributions the community will make and provide it myself and do
Okay.
the procurement myself.
Okay.
Yes, so that we can get a good concrete work done. So that
Yeah.
is why I indicated that the community will take care of that cost.
Okay. So
Yes.
my question then is that could um could we so I have a couple questions, but could we shift the community to provide the food instead of materials so that we're sure the materials like the sand and the cement is good quality? Would that help?
Yeah, I think that will help, because when you ask the community to provide you the materials,
Mm-hmm.
and when you ask the community to provide you the materials, and they provide, let's say, 10 bags,
Mm-hmm.
and then you tell them that, oh, we need 15,
Yeah.
sometimes they feel maybe you want to steal some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I looked at it that way, because and I don't want, because usually um the masons here, when they get building projects or concrete work, some of them
Mm-hmm.
are not very honest. They do steal, and people know these things.
Uh-huh.
They may just sell a bag to the next door, the next house,
Uh-huh.
or sell it to anybody when
Uh-huh.
no one is looking.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So I think that for food, yes, if the communities are providing us food, when we get there, they will prepare the food and then we will eat and go. So with that one, no one can suspect anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. And we have more control over it. So if we took all of the food off, I don't know. I'm trying to look at so the purchase, this is the other thing with the purchase invoice to keep in mind is that with the purchase invoice, the only things that go on it are the things that we're actually paying for. So if the community is paying for it, we don't put it on the purchase invoice. Technically, that
Okay.
goes on the sales invoice. But we have been struggling a little bit doing those, and I understand that's partially my fault. But I don't know if we go through these line items, um, if we took off just the food, we would just take off 300 US, correct?
Yes, correct.
So then how else could we have the community provide some more assistance? And then would this, because we would leave, so if we have the, Abby and the rest of the group, please comment on how you feel about having the community do the food as opposed to provide materials. Unless it's in the case of like the pavilion where they can go to the bush and get the posts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Sam raises a good point. As far as I think it's better for them to provide food, so
Yeah,
it doesn't put them as much in a crunch or pressure or anything like that.
right. So if we're going to shift to the communities providing food and um food for all of the visits, um then how would this purchase invoice change? Clearly, the first one wouldn't change. The travel expenses, um, would that go down because there would be no food expense there for them, or is that something different?
The travel. Can you hear me?
Yes, uh-huh.
Uh.
So number two, I guess it would be line two that is 1,200
Okay.
US. Is there food expenses in there that the communities can provide?
No,
Okay.
that is
So
just for travel. So
okay.
the idea is I'll visit each community twice to get the
Uh-huh.
projects um to the stage where all we need is just fix the hand pumps.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
and then so then there's clearly no expense there on the engineer workmanship or the pipes. But here down here where it says food for team during community trip, hydro siting, drilling, construction, concrete for each community, that $300 line item would be removed, correct, Salam?
Correct.
Okay. And then the next one, which is the cost for the 15 bags of cement for each borehole, that would stay, correct?
Correct.
And then the cost of the truck and the sea sand for each construction work for each borehole, this you
For
would
those.
take that would stay the same as well at 450, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could just remove from these two line items, the cement, the part that it will cost will be taken care of by the communities, just take that out of the description there
Okay.
and take it out of the description on the sand.
Okay.
And then we will remove this $300 food item, and then obviously your wages for the three boreholes is going to stay the same.
Okay.
So do you? I feel like this might be a little, and you're the only one that knows this, Salam. Is that it feels to me like this might be a little lighter of an ask for each of the communities to just provide the food. But do you feel that it's too light and we should ask for them to contribute more, or do you feel that this is reasonable?
Um. Well, I think it's reasonable. Because we just wanted to make sure that they are also putting in an effort,
Yes.
no matter how small the effort is, and that
Hmm.
gives them some sense of ownership.
Okay.
Um, Also, yesterday I was talking with a lady who operates an NGO,
Hmm.
and I asked her how, because her organization put up service centers for communities. So I asked her how the service centers are taken care of in the future, so that the communities don't abandon them. At least they renovate the places and all that. And she
Yeah.
said that one thing one, she said that her strategy is after putting up the service center, she tells the community that if they don't take good care of it, she'll come and remove the equipment.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
I
So
see.
so she told me that one thing we could do is tell the community people, because everybody know how expensive a borehole hand pump is, that
Yeah.
if they don't take care of the borehole and we visit, anytime we visit and we are not impressed with the borehole, we are taking the hand pump for a different community.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I,
So
I
I, when she said that, I was like, okay, that's actually a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like it, even though we would never do it between us.
Exactly. Yeah.
We can definitely share that message with them. I also had another idea for the ownership just now is that Salam, sometimes in the United States when we pour cement,
Hmm.
we put a marking of someone's name in it, or we allow the community to put someone's name on the cement.
Yeah.
And doing this might, even if it was, I don't know if it would be appropriate to do the community name, or the village, the name of the village, or the elders, or just allow the children to put their hand print on it. If
That's
we
a very good idea.
Because now you are definitely connected, and that will be passed down for generations.
Yes. So I think that what we could do is maybe put the community name, and then the chief,
Yeah.
and a date on it, and tell so it makes the chief feel he's responsible for it. After all, the chief is the custodian of the community. The chief is responsible for the entire community.
Right.
So if you are a chief and your name is on the concrete floor of a borehole and you allow the people to misuse the borehole, your name will also go down with it.
Yes. I
Yeah, I
like
think
I
I
like
think that is a good idea too.
Okay, I like that. So I think that will also like, no, that will definitely promote ownership, like you say.
Yeah.
Okay, so we think that taking the food out and having the community provide the 300 US dollars in food, us continuing to provide the material, and then allowing the chief's name on the borehole. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to get crazy, but do we maybe want to put give basic needs on the cement too?
Exactly. I was just going to suggest that.
Hmm.
Would it
Yeah.
be good to say give basic needs or pay it forward?
I think give basic needs, but
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can put pay it forward also. Um
So I think
maybe
I think is what we should do, Salam, from now on, is with with all the boreholes we do, we should put like a template. And it doesn't need to be in English if that doesn't work for the village or the community. But if it does work in English, that's even better, because when we photograph it, more people can identify with it. But we can just have like donated by, give basic needs,
yeah.
then just say to the village of, and the
Yeah.
village name, and then put chief and their name, and then the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Elena, how do you feel about that?
I think it sounds good.
Okay, and Danny, how about you?
It sounds good.
Okay, Lukey, any feedback?
No, I like it.
Okay, and how about Abby? What do you think about it? Or your thoughts?
I think it sounds good. It's a good plan.
Yeah, I think that this will be, because it's not an arrogant uh statement saying that it's just a title plate for ownership and when it was given, and yeah, a piece for the village to be proud of. And I hope, hopefully, that they will be.
Yes, there would be.
Yeah, so especially to see the chief's name on there, and to see where it came from and what year. In 20 years, that will still read the year that we put it in,
Yeah,
and they will be connected to that.
I agree entirely.
Yeah. So this is good. We make a little dedication into the cement. We write it with a stick or however. I'm sure your mason or that's doing the cement work can figure out how to do it. But we just have
Yeah,
a little template like this that you know is a dedication plaque to the village, and that can be unveiled or whatever when the pump is put in, and that'll give Benny a nice thing to take a picture of too.
exactly.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And yeah, that it would actually be really good, Salam, too, if with your geo coordinates,
Yeah.
when you take a picture, if you could take a picture of that plaque,
Yes,
because
I would.
yeah, because then we'll know the geo coordinates exactly. We'll have in the picture the year and all of the who was the chief and all of that. That would be great.
Yeah.
I like that. Hopefully that's something that will work good for you, Salam.
Nice.
Yes, it would. It would. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's why we're all a team working together, right? We're all working together to make it better, and this hopefully is a good improvement. And so, Salam, one last thing on the purchase invoice. If you clean these up, so basically remove that this will be covered by the communities from these two lines, and then
Okay.
you remove the food, then I will go ahead and submit it, and I can send with the president's approval.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presidue's approval.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
that's all I had on the
Nothing else on the purchase
The
invoice?
no, nothing else on the purchase invoice from my
the
side.
best non-profit presido ever.
Oh, that's so sweet. I like
Thank
it.
you very much.
I
That's
like it.
very
I like
sweet.
it. I like it.
Alrighty. So let's see. I guess on the same line of purchase invoice, Luke, we do need you to do a purchase invoice from your travel recently to Arizona.
Is it just the breakfast?
Yeah, it was just a meal that we shared when we had a business meeting for the foundation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Taxes, finances update.
Taxes and finances, no change there. Um, with regards to where we are. We're still waiting. They're due next month on the 15th. So we're waiting to hear from them. Everything appears to be in good standing so far. Yeah, so that's good.
Okay. Last thing, Loretto office update.
Yeah, no office on the Loretto office. I think the
No update.
no update on the office, right? Because we just have been uh, working through obviously some family challenges, and so the funeral for my mother will be next week, and or this yeah a week from yesterday, and so we will continue to stay on track in the meantime and have some time now to catch up that we're not focusing so much on caregiving and taking some time for ourselves while we also work on the importance of our projects and give basic needs. So I think we're in good shape there. I look forward to reaching out to Lorenzo, our contact there, in the coming weeks to see how things are going and what we can do when we get back there in September.
Okay, perfect. That is
Okay.
all I had. You go back.
Sorry, I'm still sharing.
No, no, you're not.
1 second. Okay, I'm
That's all
back.
that I had for my agenda. Elena, do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Luke, do you have anything?
Nope.
All right. Salam.
No.
Okay. Danny.
Danny
No.
boy. Okay.
Kevin.
No, I don't have anything.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you all for a great meeting. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you. We won't have a meeting next week. because we'll have another family gathering with Kevin's family. So we will see everybody in 2 weeks. All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okie
yeah,
dokie.
and continue to use Discord for questions and dialogue. And we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much. Great meeting.
Okie dokie.
Thank
okie
you. Bye
dokie.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.